What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone. A couple of days in the window left, and it's going crazy. The rumors are going crazy just because Komoli spoke and he said some extremely worrying things. Can we walk away from the Kolo Muani deal to get Nicolas Jackson? Yeah, that's actually a news report out there. Bennacer, could that be a low-cost option at the end of the window? Also, Alfredo Padula pushing for it, that's actually a real possibility or a real thing at least. And Nico Gonzalez staying, does that mean the Zegrova deal is completely off, even though Nico Shira saying it's not off, Romano saying, well, it's not happening if Nico says, but Zegrova waiting and actually, being literally 5 minutes away, according to Romano, to signing that deal if Nico leaves, even though Nico Shira saying, well, Nico doesn't really need to leave. The club wants to sign Zegrova. But then whatever Komoli said about FFP and all those things doesn't really add up. All that and more in this today's video. Before we get into it, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's unpack the last couple of days of the window finally. Okay, so Komoli spoke about Kolo Muani, and everybody saw the quote saying, well, we have talks with PSG, and that's about it. We're happy with Jonathan David, free agent, top player, and Vlahovic is saying we're happy with two players, and we need to be careful with the money. Kolo Muani costs a lot of money, and the FFP rules, and it's like, what's happening? And then Di Marzio comes out saying that, well, the club wants a striker, and if it's not Kolo Muani, they're looking to potentially get Nicolas Jackson, who's closer to Bayern Munich, but he can leave Chelsea on a loan with no obligation. Maybe an option, but no obligation to it, which makes things easier, even though Kolo Muani is the main target. Now, to unpack that really quickly, you cannot tell Kolo Muani to wait until the final days, literally, and then leave him without a club. That's extremely unprofessional, Juve being, knowing what PSG wants a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago, 2 months ago. You knew what PSG wanted. Kolo Muani waited for you guys. Contacting Jackson, in my opinion, is a bluff. We're going to overpay, in my opinion, for Kolo Muani, but that's something I think the club needed to accept, and I think they have accepted. I think they're just putting more pressure on PSG, saying, well, we will move for Nicolas Jackson then. But I don't think PSG will budge for it. I don't think they will fall for it because I don't think PSG is sitting there and they're like, you're really going to do that to Kolo Muani, who's waiting for you guys, trading on his own, risking is basically a year of a career, or he needs to leave in the last minutes of the window. To which team? Maybe Tottenham. They're like, yeah, we're coming get you for 60 million, but other than that, what is going to happen? That's not fair towards Kolo Muani. So I don't really believe the story of Nicolas Jackson. It was brought up a couple of weeks ago or a month ago when it came to Kolo Muani, and Di Marzio's like, but Nicolas Jackson is an option. I think it was Di Marzio as well. I think it's more of a bluff, trying to put pressure on PSG, maybe to lower the price a little bit, maybe to make the bonuses a bit more difficult, maybe to spread out the fees. I have no idea. But right now we're in a situation where you cannot move away from Kolo Muani being Komoli. Whatever you say about FFP, about the player being expensive, all that is all good and well, but you cannot move away at this moment in time because you're in that deep that it's impossible to go to Nicolas Jackson right now. It feels just impossible. So that's one thing when it comes to Kolo Muani and the striker. Whatever he says about Jonathan David and Vlahovic staying, and we're happy about that, you're not happy. You tried to move him out. You said it's a lie. It's not a lie. If every single possible source on this planet talks about it, it's not a lie. He's not signing a new contract. He's a free agent. I'm talking about right now. And he's on a lot of money. You wanted to move him out, period. Next thing, Nico Gonzalez. Komoli said, well, it's very likely he's going to stay. There's no talks with Atletico ongoing at this moment or any other teams. And, what does that mean for Zegrova? Because Romano keeps pushing, saying Nico needs to leave. And Nico Shira saying, no, we're prepping an offer for Zegrova, even if Nico basically says. Romano added that if Nico leaves and the club calls Leo and Zegrova and says Nico is gone, within 5 minutes, everything can be signed. The contract, the Lille deal, anything. It's all set for Zegrova to join, but Nico leaves to leave. Now, somebody brought up a point last night in the chat saying, why do we need to go for Zegrova? Maybe we can spend that money in a better way and keep Nico because he isn't injured. The thing is, we cannot keep Nico apparently and get Zegrova. On top of that, we want to play Nico wingback. That's what you need to know about what Tudor thinks about Nico Gonzalez. He doesn't really want to use him. He doesn't really want him in the club. If you move that type of player, that profile to wingback, you don't really want that player in your squad. Let's be honest about it. You know, that's a situation. It's not a good situation as well, but that is what it is. You know, you don't want Nico in the squad, and we're trying to move out Nico, but it's impossible to move out Nico at this moment in time because the only offers are loan deals. And Romano said Crystal Palace offered a loan deal, and we said no, we want a permanent deal. And so is Atletico Madrid. They want to move out Nico Gallagher, for example, to generate some plays and money. Tottenham are apparently in for Gallagher, but that's not moving as fast as it should. So right now, it feels like yeah, anything can happen and nothing can happen when it comes to this situation. And according to Komoli, nothing is going to happen. And then the final bit of news is Benacer. I want to talk about it because Alfredo Pedula brought it up twice now, and he said it's not, it's a real thing. Bologna are in the race, but so are Juve because Tudor likes him and he wants somebody to play that position as well, alongside Locatelli and whatever, etc. And it could be a very late option for the club. It's not a loan, it's loan obligation, but it's a permanent deal when it comes to Benacer. Actually, a lot of people do like Benacer, and I never understood why. And this is not because he's being linked with us. I've said it on multiple occasions. I don't get what people see in Benacer. He doesn't get me off his seat. I don't see that as a difference maker. Right now, if you look at that, if it's true, that's just adding another piece just to add another piece. And then 2 weeks from now, a year from now, or 2 years from now, you're like, oh man, we need to move up Benacer. And he leaves on loan and he comes back again and he joins another team and again, and then the injuries. Like, it feels like it's that on and on, ongoing. And it's frustrating, being linked with those type of players, So I hope it's not true. Whatever Tudor thinks about that player, I don't think we should be signing him, and even at a low cost operation. And then to wrap it up, Savona is going to Forest around 50-60 million plus a future resale. He's gone. I don't think that's a lot of money. I think we should be getting more for Savona, whatever you think about Savona. But again, moving out youngsters to keep other players like Kostic and Rugani, who keep getting chances at the squad. I'd rather give Savona a chance than Kostic or Rugani chance number, I don't know, 10, 20. Like, it's done. But that's the situation we're in. When Komori talks about FFP, this is it. It's clean money, and Rugani and Kostic are worth zero. And they will generate no clean money, basically. So Savona is gone. In the comments, let me know what do you think. Is he bluffing about Kolo Muani and Jackson? Is it to put pressure on PSG? And what do you think about that Savona deal? Did we got, fleeced a little bit? Should we got more for Savona? In the comments, let me know, and we'll discuss it there. Ciao.